Ladies and gentlemen, please rise, remove your hats, and stand at attention for the playing of our national anthem.
Over the decades, sports protests have played a significant role in American society. The most recent sports protests have been over police brutality and racial injustice. In September, it involved 3 Nebraska football players who knelt during the national anthem at the Northwestern game.
To make it clear, I am not anti-police, I am not anti-military, nor am I anti-American.
Days later, at a press conference covered by Huskers.com, star defensive end Michael Rosivy explained his actions.
As we looked at what's been going on in this country, the injustice has been taking place primarily against people of color. We all realize there is a systematic problem in America that needs to be addressed.
Rosivy said many people wanted him and his teammates suspended, kicked off the team, or worse.
Some said we deserve to be lynched or shot, just like the other black people that have died recently. Another believed that since we didn't want to stand for the anthem, then we should be hung before the anthem for the next game.
This is SportsCenter.
Kaepernick. He's been on the forefront of social activism of late in choosing not to stand for the national anthem in protest of police brutality.
The movement began in August when San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick knelt during the national anthem before his preseason game against the Houston Texans.
I mean, ultimately, it's to bring awareness and make people, realize what's really going on in this country.
While the anthem played, I prayed along with Deshaun and Muhammad, and we asked God to watch.
What makes the UNL protest unique is that the university provided the press conference where Rosivy requested and received permission to explain his actions. Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts called the protest disgraceful and disrespectful. So has University of Nebraska Regent Hal Dobb.
What he did was make a political statement.
Dobb did not respond to KRNU's interview requests, but he did talk on a radio show on Omaha's 1620 The Zone.
He used school resources.
Dobb was upset that Rosivy and his Husker teammates used a high-profile, school-sponsored football game as a vehicle for their personal political statements.
That creates what's called a limited public forum in the law, where anybody can have university resources now to defend their political speech.
The Husker players have received support from head football coach Mike Riley, UNL's chancellor, and Assistant Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Charlie Foster.
They're trying to say, this is real, this is big, and we want you to listen. They were not necessarily supporting the beliefs that the students had. They're supporting the students' ability to use their voice in the way that they wanted to. And that is good America.
There is no clear answer as to what it will take for the athletes protesting racial injustice to stand again for the playing of the national anthem. Foster thinks it will take a collective effort to end racial injustice in America. However, she remains optimistic that change will come.
I'm hopeful always that people will learn, and this is our opportunity, hopefully, to learn together as a nation.
For KRNU, this is Zach Penrice reporting.
Griffin McLarty's day is done here at Hawks Field at Haymarket Park. Zach Penrice, Tommy Rezach rejoining you here. It's the bottom of the 4th inning. Nebraska on top of the College of Charleston. 1-0 here on a beautiful day in Lincoln, Nebraska. Griffin McLarty's day is done. As I just mentioned, 1 earned run on the day, 1 strikeout, 3 walks, including back-to-back walks just given up before he was pulled from the game. And that brings in now Carter Love, number 33 for the College of Charleston. Carter Love is a right-handed pitcher, 6'5", 225-pound junior from Charlotte, North Carolina, coming into this game with a 4.87 ERA and is 1-0 on the season with 20 1/3 innings pitched this year. Has a few appearances, Tommy, but only 1 start this year.
Yeah, actually,
more than 1 start. Excuse me.
Carter Love is what's interesting. Yeah, he's typically kind of a weekend starter as the first pitch there to. Who's that? Rayburn, excuse me. It's called strike 0-1. Trying to get my mind right here. But, yeah, Carter Love, 4 starts on the year. A very good strikeout-to-walk ratio, 20 Ks to 3 walks. Saw action last Saturday against Kent State. Lasted 4 2/3 and did pretty well. Just 1 hit given up, 8 Ks to 1 walk last weekend against Kent State. Helped his team to a 10-7 win over the Gold Flash. So, yeah, he's a pretty reliable guy. Yeah, but this is a pretty rare, by my count, this will only be his 3rd relief appearance of the year. So, but still, really solid stuff. I mean, probably one of the better pitchers on this staff. Interesting, College of Charleston coming in on the weekend at 6.60. Team ERA ranks 245th in the D1 ranks.
That ball is hit back by Rayburn into center field, and that will fall for a base hit. And advancing are all the runners. Miller to 3rd, Alvarado to 2nd. So moving along the lines, the runners all advance 1 base. And so the bases are now loaded. So a good start there by Rayburn, facing the new pitcher, Carter Love. Bases juice now, and up comes Jake Schleppenbach. Schleppenbach for Nebraska had that double just back last inning in the third. Represents the game's only run today. Scored on a sacrifice fly just last inning by Angelo Altavilla. But now the bases are loaded for him. It's his turn to try and drive in some runs. Here's the pitch. That ball is fouled back to the left side. It might stay in play, and it is caught right in front of the Nebraska dugout by the third baseman, Morgan. What a play by him. Kind of a lazy fly ball over in front of the Nebraska dugout, but he moves over directly in front and is able to make the play for out number 2. Bases still loaded here, though, but a disappointing at-bat there for sure by Jake Schleppenbach.
Monumental out, yeah, but Schleppenbach coming into that at-bat 1-for-1 with a double back in the third inning, and yeah, you felt like that was a good opportunity for Schlepp to turn one, but yeah, it takes a weak early swing on the first offering. I'm kind of surprised, yeah, he came out swinging on the first pitch and kind of paid for it. It popped a little bit kind of weakly, lazily in foul territory, third base side, and beautiful catch by the third baseman right on the fence of that Husker dugout.
Brady Childs watches strike one go by, so it's 0-1. 2 outs here, bases loaded, 1-0 Nebraska, bottom of the fourth, as Carter Love is in the game in relief. The 0-1 is a breaking ball, misses away, so now it's 1-1, evens the count back up.
Final line for McLarty, 3 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run given up, 3 walks, 1 K, including he also had a double in that one. It's 55 total pitches, only 27 strikes. Still
not a bad outing for a freshman here in an environment like this.
Not at all for your career high appearance thus far, your longest appearance of the season in a Sunday game in a Big Ten environment.
1-1 is a breaking ball, misses low and away once again. Now, this new pitcher, Carter Love, I mean, why don't you watch his release here? It's unusual, kind of switches his hand pretty much every time. Even when it's not a curveball, it's kind of like a curveball-like release.
Yeah, kind of.
That's a fastball, and it's low and inside to Brady Child. So now it's 3-1. So Carter Love in danger of walking in a run here. 3-1, 2 outs, bases loaded. Miller at third, Alvarado at second, Rayburn at first.
9 pitches thrown so far, 5 balls though, so not great control out of the gate.
Here's the 3-1. That's in for called strike 2. Childs watches that one go by. Childs has not swung yet on this at bat. It's 3-2. 3-2 with 2 outs. Runners will be moving.
Good patient at bat here by Childs with bases loaded. You obviously want to produce something, but something's got to give here. Full count, 2 outs, bases loaded.
Runners go. Here's the 3-2. That's in the dirt for ball 4, so he walks in a run. So Carter Love comes in, records 1 out, then walks in a run. Incoming to score is Ben Miller. It's 2-0 Nebraska as Brady Childs does his job, gets to first base. That's actually an RBI for Childs.
Yep.
So now it's Alvarado on third, Rayburn at second, Childs at first. And stepping in for Nebraska, top of the order, it's Mojo Haggie. So now called to Charleston in danger zone, letting Nebraska get to that top of the order.
You know, Nebraska's offense, been red hot coming into this weekend. 23 combined hits.
And Mojo Haggie slaps that one into right field, the base hit. Incoming to score is Alvarado. Rayburn around third. He will score as well. It's 4-0 Nebraska. Mojo Haggie with a 2 RBI single to open the game up for the Huskers.
Well, just as I was saying, Zach Penrice, Nebraska's first 2 RBIs of the game, they didn't come off of offense. The first 2 RBIs were a fly out and then a walk. So
yep.
I was going to say before that, is they've done a good job of just manufacturing some offense, working counts and driving in runs in unconventional ways. But that time, that was more traditional. Haggie rips one into right field, choked up on the bat and across his body, kind of a righty on lefty matchup, got it into the gap in right field and drove in a pair. Now the Huskers have kind of blown it open, 4-0 lead.
Angelo Altavilla steps in for Nebraska as he watches ball 1 go by. That's high and outside. And Tommy, unfortunately for Griffin McLarty, all 3 runs that have scored this inning will be charged to him. So now he's up to 4 runs given up today. So those were all his guys, but now everyone left on base are all Carter Love's runners. So they'll all be charged to him if they were to score. The 1-0 is in for called strike 1 on an off-speed pitch. That ball looked like it was in the 60s. It's a low, very slow pitch.
Mojo, I mentioned it earlier, has gotten on base in 16 straight games. He's now notched a hit in all 3 games this weekend, so another productive weekend as that pitch will miss downstairs. It's a 2-1 count. Another productive weekend for the left fielder. the outfield, receiving him in left and right. Erstad says he can play all 3 positions out there in the outfield.
I believe that he can. The 5'7" freshman Mojo Hagee becoming an asset for this Nebraska team. Here's the 2-1. That's swung on and hit to left field. That'll drift foul and beyond the berm and even beyond the concourse and everybody out there. And that's a foul ball, so it'll even the count back up at 2-2. Nebraska, though, had a very productive inning so far. All 3 runs coming with 2 outs. It's 4-0 Nebraska. They have 4 hits on the day, 1 error as they lead the College of Charleston 4-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Here comes Carter Love's 2-2, and that is high and inside. So now it's a 3-2 count, full count here. Expect the runners to be going again.
Decent movement on that pitch, but it cut high a little bit, kind of got him in the letters. So he got it over the plate, but just a little high. Good eye by Altavilla to run this count full.
Childs at second, Hagee at first. They'll both be moving. There they go. Here's the swing and a foul ball back over our heads and out of play out of the stadium here. It's going to stay at 3-2. Seems like almost every time when it's a full count, there's a foul ball.
And today that seems to be the case.
I know. Generally, if you watch baseball and it's a 3-2 count, I'll try and notice that every time. It's a foul ball nearly every occasion. It's 3-2.
It's an interesting thought. Yeah, you're right.
Here's the 3-2 again. Swung on, ground ball into left field, a base hit. Here comes Childs around third. There will be no throw. He will score. On his way to third is Hagee. He's in there safely. Hagee advances the third from first. Childs scores from second. It's 5-0 Nebraska on the RBI single by Angelo Altavilla.
Yeah, that was a beauty. That will score Childs from second. Hagee advances to third, still runners on the corners, and up comes the all Big Ten product, Jake Myers. Oh boy, yeah, tough relief effort here for Carter Love. I mean, coming in to try and clean up the mess that McClarty started in the Husker offense. This is what we've seen this weekend. Nebraska's been pretty slow typically first couple of innings against College of Charleston this weekend, but then we saw it on Friday. They put up a 5 spot in the 4th and then a 4 spot in the 5th inning, so it's always kind of that middle part of the game. Nebraska has been able to find that heat to really get sizzling, and we're seeing the exact same thing here today.
Love checks out Altavilla at first, but Altavilla back safely. Myers is yet to see a pitch here. Runners on the corners here, 2 out in the 4th.
And every Husker batter has now seen an at-bat this inning.
Woo! That's a pitch straight at Myers' head as he has to get out of there. That's obviously ball 1, so it's 1-0 to Jake Myers here. And going back to that last play, Tommy, I don't know if there's any other Husker on the team other than Mojo Hagee that even tries to advance all the way to third on a ground ball into left field. Advancing to third from first on a ground ball into left field is virtually unheard of. Very, very few runners can do so. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Jake Myers. Swung on, foul back to the right side, a laser beam that ricochets off the concourse level up high and bounces back down in front of the College of Charleston dugout, even to the count back up 1-1. It's been a long inning here in the bottom of the 4th. It's 5-0 Nebraska. 5 hits on the day for the Huskers equals 5 runs, 4 runs this inning.
Yeah, we were blowing through those first few innings pretty quickly, but yeah, these last couple have kind of dragged on.
Definitely is the case. Checks on Angelo Altavilla at first. Not even close there at first base as fans settling in here at Haymarket Park. Good crowd today. Great weather we're having as well. As expected, climbing towards 70 degrees here in the Lincoln metro area. Middle of March. Great weather.
Altavilla does not yet have a stolen base.
Here's a 1-1. That's up and in on Myers' shoulder. About shoulder level with him. 3-1 now. To the pitcher, Jake Myers. And there's still no action out in the College of Charleston bullpen. Carter Love is in danger of letting this inning really get away from him.
Up to 72 degrees, Penrice.
Not so bad weather here today.
You know, people leave Lincoln. It is spring break here at UNL. A lot of people leave Lincoln for warmer weather, but it's really going to be pretty mild all weekend. It's supposed to get lower 50s early this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, but back up into the 60s next weekend.
Excuse me, that was the 2-1 pitch that's high and inside to Myers now, so that was a 2-1 pitch. Now it's 3-1 to Myers.
The inning likely to continue.
3-1. Scott Schreiber, who started this inning off, seems like ages ago, is in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch to Myers. That is a pitch that catches the outside corner. Myers thought it was ball 4. It's not. And he'll stay there at the plate. 3-2 count. This will be the 3rd full count that Carter Love has had this inning. He's failed to get the batter out on both occasions. This is the 3rd. Let's see if 3rd time's the charm. Here's the 3-2. Runners go. That one's fouled back to the right side, Tommy Resach, so it's a 3-2 count and a foul ball.
There you go. I think we're 3 for 3 today.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, every time. I'm telling you, if you're paying attention, it's a 3-2 count. Watch for a foul ball. I would be willing to bet it's about 80 or 90% of the time it's a foul ball.
I'll be looking out for that from here on out. But the thing about Nebraska on Carter Love, I mean, they're swinging at everything. I mean, Carter Love can't get anything. I mean, Huskers are taking the bat off the shoulder and getting contact.
3-2 count. Runners go again. Pop fly in the infield again by Jake Myers. That's his second infield fly of the day. And it's easily caught by the third baseman, Morgan, to end the inning. But good production there by Nebraska. They score 4 runs in the 4th inning to take a 5-0 lead going to the top of the 5th. It's Nebraska 5, College of Charleston 0. You're listening to Nebraska Baseball on 90.3 KRNU.